Welcome back, everyone. Great to be with you again. We got a pretty tough trip this time. It's about -2 right now. We're going to be doing a 38-kilometer loop. And the big lakes will be fine, but on some of the smaller lakes that we're going to have to go through, I'm a little worried about ice. But that's what it's all about. Let's roll. Evidently these portages, I have 3 of them today, are not going to be fun. So let's see. Hopefully the guy who said that was really out of shape. Oh, okay, that one was no problem at all. But it's also the shortest of the 3 that we have to do today. That one was 500 meters. The next 2 are a kilometer. And the trip report that I read, the guy said the first one was bad, the second one sucked, and the last one was horrible. So it's good that that one wasn't that bad. And it'll be a little challenging to get the canoe out into the open water, but at least it's not frozen on the lake. You heat up pretty quick when you're doing hard work. Right now I'm just wearing some merino gloves, very thin, under some dishwashing gloves to keep them dry. But it is pretty cold and the wind is biting. Let's go get the canoe. On a trip like this, you really want to keep your boots dry. That might be a challenge here. The ice is cracking no problem, which is good news. Under all this weight! That's why I brought the heavy canoe. Just got a short paddle here to the next portage. All right, we got our first challenge of the trip. We have to do some ice breaking to get to the next portage. I've probably got 300 to 400 meters of paddling that I need to do through some ice. Let's hope it's not too difficult or taxing to get through. Oh yeah. I think we'll be okay, but it's gonna be hard work. If I stay close to shore, I can push off the bottom. It doesn't help much, but holy moly. Man, I'm exhausted. I'm having some luck with digging my paddle into the ice and then pushing. But it's hard work. Holy moly. If it gets much colder and I run into this again, I'm going to be in trouble. What would help me right now is a really long pole, if I was poling off the bottom. So I'll definitely keep that in mind for next time. But I've probably got 100 meters to go, 150. We'll get there. I just let go of my paddle. Luckily I can see it just under the ice over here. Not good. That's how much ice is giving me trouble right now. Oh, that was not good. Don't let go of your paddle. The ice is thicker close to shore. I can barely get my paddle in to push myself along, but I do see land here, but I don't see a sign for the portage. Oh man. Just going to take a quick look around, see if I can locate the portage, because I do not want to have to bushwhack. Okay, good news. I overshot the portage just by about 50 meters. So I'll just hike over there and then join up with the trail. It's considerably warmer in the forest with no wind, but it should be a pretty tough slog here. I'm gonna probably triple carry this one just because I am worried about falling on the slippery snow. So low and slow, one more after this, roughly the same length, a kilometer, and then we'll be at our site. That took a little bit longer than it should have. Well, it took a while. So I might be doing that last portage in the dark. We'll find out, but no worries if that's the case. Let's roll. This is hard work. My glasses are fogging up. Beautiful day though in the forest. Wow. Lovely. I lost the portage. There's a piece of flagging tape right up here, but none on this side. I'm gonna have to look around for a bit. Bummer. To the men and women who leave flagging tape, I salute you. Took a little bit of looking around, but I found a path. Let's boogie. Nice wolf print out here. Looks pretty big. He's using my portage. We're almost at the end. I can see water. No ice here. The wind will keep it from freezing. And a nice access here for the canoe as well. Okay, I really don't want to triple carry. I'm gonna see how far I can drag this puppy. On the snow it's not so bad, but on any incline it gets pretty tough. We'll see how far I make it. I just twisted my ankle a bit. There's a little bit of river rock here. You can't really see what's around them. Oh yeah, we're earning our dinner tonight, boy. Okay. That was just to join the real portage. So I got 900 meters left. Woo, that was tough. It's 3:10. It'll start to get dark at 4:30. 5:30 it'll be really dark. That was a little 5-minute paddle. But at least I can see the portage sign and not have to mess around looking for it. I'm on a bit of a timeline now. This is supposed to be the most difficult of the 3, but I don't trust those reports anymore. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. My hands are quite cold, but I'm looking forward to getting camp set up and a nice fire going. That's for sure. One more portage, and then we're going to be on our lake. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a hero carry on the first trip. The big dry bag backpack, my duffel, and my smaller backpack on the front. And then I'll just have to drag the canoe with nothing in it for the second trip. Hopefully there's not too much incline. Keep those boots dry. Oh! Holy Hannah. Okay, this portage is hard work. I wasn't lying on this one. The last 400 meters was an absolute slog through the bush, no path. Maybe I can find this path on the way back, but damn. Oh. Oh man. Almost there. This is the bushwhack part. Not fun. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Ah, shoot. Can I get along the outside? Of course I can. I'm a Baggins, not some block-headed brace girdle of hard bottle. Whoa, 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 whoa! Easy now. Oh, not easy. Not easy, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh man. We're off trail, folks. Be sure to tip your guide. Come on. So, this isn't even fun. It's just hard. Come on, baby. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh my. Ah! Oh, you son of a gun. There we go. Come on. Come on, baby. Exhausted. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're so close. So close. That was a tough day. It's really windy, but my spot seems to be pretty good. I do have some clumps of snow falling on me intermittently, and I'm just trying to get my feet warm right now. Oh, after a day like today, this is heaven. It feels a lot colder than it's telling me it is, but I also haven't really eaten anything in a very long time, and I'm just going to warm up, and then I'm going to probably have some chocolate or something. Put these in my bag tonight and try to dry them out a bit. Oh man, pretty cold night. Well, it felt cold, and I need to get a fire going. Coffee, breakfast. And then we got to cover ground today too. It looks like it's going to be a pretty frosty day. So we do have to cover ground today, but not nearly as much as yesterday. We've only got 2 portages, longer paddles, which is great, as long as there's no ice. And the one is 600 and one is 450. So compared to yesterday, I am hoping it's a bit breezy today. Well, I'll tell you what, if the sun comes out today, it's going to be real nice. No wind at the moment, probably 0, and this fire is just fantastic. And I didn't eat much yesterday at all, so I got to get all this oatmeal down and snack on the journey. This is not the fun part. Taking off your nice dry stuff, warm stuff, and putting on your wet, cold stuff from yesterday. Frozen solid. Okay. I have some hand warmers that I'm going to put in my boot, because I did get both of them wet yesterday right at the end. So close to getting to camp without having wet boots, but I was hurrying and I wasn't careful, and now I've got 2 wet boots. Okay, let's see what we have in store today. I think I see a little bit of ice up here. Just a little. Perfect. Well, the sun is trying to come out, and I've got blue skies on the right side of me. So fingers crossed, that would just be fantastic. Looks like I got a nice little boat slip here between 2 logs. Okay, I found it. Good news, not far away. And let's see how quickly we can do this. sheltered in the forest. It's windy out here. I'm freezing now. Okay, I think we've got a bit of a paddle before the next one. It's windy, but not crazy windy. But I'll play it safe and stay close to the shore. Oh, bro, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Man. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. Oh, there's a beautiful sight right here. Real nice and level. Even a makeshift picnic table. Hopefully there's a nice sight on the lake that we're staying on. That looks great. Pretty exposed though to the wind. Probably 10-15 more minutes and then we'll be doing the last portage. Portage is dead ahead. It's probably about 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So in much better shape than yesterday. Have time to harvest good wood and make nice food. Okay. Woo! It's nippy. Some blood in my hands. Nice and flat so far. There are a lot of animal tracks here on this path. What appears to be wolf, deer, moose. Must be a pretty popular spot. In the winter, what I don't want to run into is a moose on the trail. They'll kick the crap out of you. I can see water. Almost done. There's a trail off this way. I wonder if it connects to a campsite. Might be a snowmobile trail. Well, it just keeps going, and it's quite well defined and wider than a normal portage. I'm thinking it's an ATV trail or a snowmobile trail, which is actually really, really good news. If we run into any trouble on those lakes that might be frozen over and it's hard to get through, I'll be able to follow this path, at least with my bags, to a main road somewhere. As long as it keeps going east, I'll be fine. Let's get the canoe. Someone must have took the last one because there's nothing in there. Steep hill ahead. Low something. Can't read that one. And there is a steep hill ahead. I'll just slide my canoe right down. Oh, that could have been much, much worse. Ah! All right. That sign that we saw, the first word that I couldn't read, or the second, was gear, low gear. So I guess that's just a warning to snowmobilers or ATVers. And hopefully we find a really nice spot. It's about 2:30. I don't know, this looks very sightish, so I'm just going to hop out and take a look around. Lots of crown land here. Alright, it's not a sight, but it's gonna be. I found a decent spot for the tent, lots of dry wood around, and a better spot for the canoe just up here. We're exposed on this side, so the wind is coming in pretty good. But just off this side, it dies down quite a bit. So that's where we'll try to set up camp. So I want my tent right in here. There's a nice perfect spot for half of the tent. I only need half the size to be where I need to sleep. I just gotta clear out some crap here. Great thing about making your own site, there's always lots of firewood. All right, let's get the tent set up and then get cooking. Oh my gosh, no, bro. Oh man, the idiot award. I just lost all my freaking spice. Oh man, brutal. Too hungry to do these one at a time, so I'm gonna get a couple going in the skillet. Since I lost my seasoning, I'll use a lot of butter. Well, I don't have any spice, but I got my trusty HP and that's all I need. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. First good food I've had since I've been out here. Oh, better than a Big Mac. The food doesn't stay warm for very long. Really nice lake. So much better roasted than grilled. Wow. Chicken pot pie, soup in a cup. They're pretty good. I don't know if they're better than Lipton's, but pretty good. Alright, it's time to get in the sleeping bag and relax, probably listen to a short story or something like that. And hopefully it doesn't snow too much overnight. It's nice and calm right now. And tomorrow will be a challenging day if we run into ice. So hopefully we don't. It looks like there's snow coming from the other side of the lake. If you like sleeping, you get a nice long sleep. Because it gets so dark so early. I think a short story will be in order.
Ex-senator.
Little treat here for my ice-cold water.
What a huge estate 5 years ago. Anything else? Getting the story backwards. Here, a royal missive from the Palace of the Gold.
Pretty cold night. It's -5 right now. And time for some breakfast.
double truffle. Sounds about right. Damn, that bacon is fantastic. Well, the day is starting out much like yesterday, so hopefully the sun peeks out. It's trying to right now. Oh yeah, that is good. Ooh. Very frozen. Couldn't get my foot in. So I'm just going to try to warm them up a bit and then hopefully I'll be able to get them on. We got a bunch of portages today, but they're all short. I think the longest one is maybe 300 meters. There's either 3 or 4 of them. And I think the only trouble we can run into is if anything froze over last night. This lake, obviously, it's pretty big, so no problem there, but the ones we're going through are small. All right, here we are, first portage, 200 meters. Looks like there's a nice waterfall. It's a bit of a steep portage. It's only 200 meters, thank goodness. It's gonna be tough dragging the canoe up here. All right, I'm gonna try to carry the canoe up the hill and then drag the rest of the way. We just have a short paddle, and then our next portage should only be 100 or 150 meters. Hopefully it's not uphill again. Looks like we got a little beaver dam up here, or some down logs. Might just have to drag my canoe over, or just hop onto the land and pull over. Let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna have to come back here in the summertime. It's really beautiful. Really steep. Wow. Oh, bummer. Uh-oh. That's a long way to go to get to that open water. At least there is open water. Oh, this is going to be tough. And that portage is steep, man. Holy. Okay. It's steep, but it's short. Okay, this is going to be a challenge. Now you can kind of see some darker spots in the ice. It's not just completely white snow. There should be barely moving water out of here. But what I'm going to try to do is drag the canoe and my stuff down there, and I want to kind of check the ice So I'm gonna go saw down a pole, see if I can get some info before getting myself out there. It might even be worth a trying to portage or bushwhack along shore to try to get out as far as I can. Maybe I'll walk down there after I have a pole. There's actually footprints of an animal going over this log, and you can see hopping over there. Looks like a wolf. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. The ice is pretty thick. I'm going to try to load my canoe and drag it along the shore and try to keep my boots dry, try to keep my boots dry, for goodness sake. I have to keep going. Okay. I don't want to get my boots wet. That's for sure. Okay, that actually wasn't that bad. Now all I have to hope is that my portage is not that way, because it's all frozen there. Alright, gotta get bags. I'm taking off my jackets for the hard work, because you just get so sweaty so quickly. Alright, I just got another short paddle and then another portage. And I can stay on the lake that I'll be on after the portage, or I can keep going, cover a little bit more ground. Just did a quick map check. Don't want to make any mistakes today. We're headed in the right direction and probably half an hour till the portage. Well, I'm hoping the next portage is not steep. That's for sure. Okay, we got some ice here, but I think I'm going to be able to skirt it on the darker looking stuff. A little more challenging now. Let's see if I can pull along the bottom. It's definitely shallow enough. I'm moving, I'm just not going in the right direction. How am I gonna steer myself? I don't want to go that way. Ugh. Look at that perfect reflection. That is awesome. Where's the portage? Okay, there's a piece of something orange right there on the rock. But gosh, that looks steep. Maybe I can just drag up and over these boulders. Well, the good news is I can be camping on the other side of this portage, so even if it's gnarly, it's the last one. All right, I'm gonna carry the bags over, check it out, and then maybe drag the canoe up these rocks. came across some interesting tracks. They're bunched together. It looks like whoever it was went this way and then turned around. But I'm wondering if it's maybe a wolverine. They're not that big. Definitely not a wolf. Really interesting. Maybe a marten or a lynx, perhaps? Cool. So the question is, do I try and drag the canoe up those boulders of the creek? Or do I suck it up and try to make it up that first steep part? I'm going to get the other bags first anyway. Alright. I'm going to try to skip that and just slog it up this creek. Just have to keep the boots dry. Oh, Beaver didn't finish the job on this one. In a little bit of trouble here. I gotta let the canoe down nice and slow here. Bit of a pickle here. Oh, beauty! Oh, no fang! Dangerous, dangerous. My gear is just around the corner. Looking for a beautiful campsite with a lovely fire pit and a tent pad out of the wind. Well, it's a really nice site. Big fireplace. And it's all rock right there, so my chair won't sink into the ground. Now I just need to find a really nice spot for the tent. I could do it right there, maybe. I dragged the canoe fully loaded from the side there. Took a lot out of me. It almost kept sliding back down. All right, let's look for a tent pad. There's a really nice lookout over there, but not a good spot for the tent.
I'm ready to eat. Oh. I've got these little like buckles on the bottom of my pants where I can cinch them tight, and both of them just have ice cubes on them. You can see all the steam coming off my pants and my boots. I am ready. Let's get out of here.
Surprised.
Doctor, are you?
How did you guess?
What am I doing here?
Don't you remember?
No, well, one minute I boarded a plane at Radwick Airport.
Ah, well, that's something.
But what about the ministry? Being in touch with them personally, most concerned. Said you were a chap of outstanding ability. So I suggested that...
Last night was really cold, and it's really cold this morning. It's about -5. It's going to be a cold one today. Alright, I got my boots drying out a bit. I'm going to tear down camp, and then we'll be on our way. We've got 3 portages today, or sorry, 4, all under 200 meters. As long as there's no ice or elevation, we'll be fine, but considering how cold it was last night, I do anticipate we'll run into some trouble. Thank you, God. Oh. If the wind dies down, it's not too bad. But if it keeps up, man, it's cold. The boots are still quite frozen down by the toes. And the hand warmers, they don't work in the boots because they need air to be hot. Okay, almost ready to go. Just gonna try to get some blood down into my feet. They're frozen already. And probably half an hour to a 45-minute paddle before a 25-meter portage. And then a long paddle, and then 3 in a row that are all between 1 and 200 meters. All right, let's roll. Got my gloves wet.
I am Batman. And my feet are freezing.
There's like a rock face right here that's really smooth, and I almost slipped down into the water, so I'm gonna see if I can find a better spot. Oh man, that is lucky. All right, I think we have a long paddle before the next portage, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I gotta get down there to the right. Good news is there's some dark patches. This last part's exhausting. Oh no. This is not a portage. Okay, so I pulled over because of the portage sign, but I think all it's doing is telling me that the portage is on down that way. And this ice looks much thicker than that ice. And I think I have to bushwhack it. The portage itself is only 110 meters, but I'm hoping 100 to 200 meters away, but I have to bushwhack, so this is gonna be a slog and I'm just gonna have to get her done. I'm gonna relace my boots. I was really hopeful that this was going to be a path, but it really isn't. Well, this sucks. That might be the portage right up there. Well, this is not going to be easy with the canoe. I went to grab onto a tree and the tree just came right out of the ground. The good news is I can see the portage sign. I can see the sign. But it's steep here. Okay. Who's there? That was exhausting. I can see someone was walking on the ice maybe. I'm lucky it wasn't longer than that. Okay, although that was pretty hard work, it was only 15 minutes. I've done 2 trips, I just have to grab the canoe. And we got some ice, but there is some good signs with the dark patches. The canoe's going to be the hardest, so I'm going to take my jacket off here. This one little tree gonna slow me down. Bro, you're not even a sapling. You son of a gun. Oh, there's the dead buddies. Oh man. So it'll be nice to have a long paddle. I'm really hoping that the next two are not similar. I need more weight up front, I think. Maybe that'll help a bit. Now we got a nice paddle. Here we are. Fingers crossed the other side is not iced up. It's a small lake. Okay, another short paddle, one more short portage, and then another short paddle, and then we'll camp. That's the plan. Okay, it kind of looks like there's a path right here. I was lucky that ice wasn't thicker. Okay, I'm 90% sure that the portage is right there. I got a pole and I'll stick close to shore and keep my fingers crossed that we can get through because we're racing daylight now. In the canoe, I think I want my nose to get up and over and then the weight to crush as I move. Once we're at that portage, we're finding a place to camp. Last challenge of the day. All right, that's not working. Let's try the pole. Not even cracking the ice at the moment. The ice is not cracking at all. What I'm trying to do is make a hole and then pull myself. Oh my goodness. I have a long way to go. Okay, I have no choice. I'm not gonna make it. I got a bushwhack along the lake. Okay. If I can walk along the edge of the ice, that'll be a game changer. And I can't. Dang! Come on! God. I only went about 50 meters. It is 3:40. It's gonna be dark soon. Okay, because I'm racing daylight, I'm not gonna film. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I'll see you on the other side. It took me 20 minutes with the 2 big bags. All things considered, that's a win. It is tough, a lot of steep angles, but it's only 20 minutes. So, and then once we're on the other side, we're looking for camp. All right, 2 trips down, just the canoe left. And we need a campsite. Yeah, baby. We made it. I'm going to use the canoe as a bridge to the other side. Oh. Exhaustion. Woo! I am thoroughly drenched in sweat, but we are done. We are game. Okay, it's definitely not perfect. I think I'm gonna lower this end a little bit, or else I'm just gonna get covered in snow. Oh, we are close to being in a sleeping bag. Very close.
Woo! Holy Hannah. I'm tired. I don't know what I did to my hand, but you appear to be bleeding. It's that saw. It's always the saw. I'm always cutting myself.
This is one of my favorite pieces of kit in the world. The Thermarest pump. It's just the best.
Alright, so two things. One, I'm on a trail, so I hope a moose doesn't come around. And two, it's snowing quite a bit, which means my saggy tarp is just going to sink under the weight, and I'm going to have to knock it off as intermittently as possible. Oh, at least it's not windy though. And I am just so nice and dry and warm right now, I could cry.
Good morning. It's really cold. I gotta get packed up on the other side of this kilometer portage, and then an hour paddle back to the car. I think I'm gonna have a lot of trouble trying to get my boots on. They are frozen stiff. Okay, my camera died while I was doing that last shot. I just juiced it up enough to say thank you very much for watching, as always. To the 1,000 people who have subscribed, you're the best. If you've been watching and not commenting, please drop a comment. That's the most fun part about interacting with people. And this portage is long and tough, and I already did the bags. Now I got to do the canoe, and then I've got an hour paddle back to my car. If I don't see you before Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. Take care.